Hey everyone, welcome to the Wilson Homestead. So today is a very exciting day. I'm going to be potting up my pepper plants. I have several different varieties, but right now they're still in their little starter trays, so I need to get them out of there and get them transplanted into something bigger, which I'm going to be using these cups. I don't know how many ounces this is. It doesn't tell me. But anyway, I'm going to drill holes in the bottom of these cups, and I'm going to put one pepper per cup so that way they can get a nice big root system before I move them out into the garden. I have a pretty short growing season here, so giving peppers a head start is a plus. So let's go ahead and look at how the peppers are doing. Okay, here they are, all the peppers that need to be potted up, and I know it's time to pot them up because they're starting to show some signs of stress. I'm getting a little bit of leaf curl. I'm starting to get a little bit of edema on the plant leaves, and that can be from water stress, or it can be from the roots being too crowded. So we're going to pot these up and hope that these problems fix themselves. If not, I will have to look into a solution. Now, there is a little bit of controversy when it comes to potting pepper plants. Some people say that you should bury them like you bury tomatoes. Like, they think that roots will grow out everywhere that you bury the stem. And then there are some people that say no, they will not grow roots out from there. You shouldn't bury them any deeper. Now, I have made an observation here that some of these plants, not all of them, just a few different kinds, do have these little bumps at the bottom. Now, they don't go all the way up, but right there at the bottom they do have what looks like places that could start roots. So with the plants that have those, I will bury them a little bit deeper, only covering that place, but the rest of them are just going to be at the same level that they are in these pots. So let's get started. I have some pre-moistened potting mix here, and it's not really moist. Like, I can squeeze it and only a little bit of moisture comes out, but it's just wet enough that it's easier to work with, and I won't have to water these in when I'm done. I can just pot them up and put them under the lights and we'll be good to go. I have these cups here that, I don't know if you can see or not, there's holes drilled in the bottom so they have drainage, and some of these cells have 2 peppers in them, so I'm going to carefully separate those out. Okay, I'm going to just squeeze this cell a little bit to coax this out. We want to be a little bit gentle with these, and then I'm just going to bring it over here and kind of try to tease the roots apart without doing a whole lot of damage to them. Just gentle, shake them a little bit, and there we have it, 2 separated out plants. And these are one of the kinds. This is King of the North, and like I said, this one has those little places on the stem where it looks like it could grow roots, so I'm going to plant it up to there. So I'm going to get a little bit of my potting mix in here. Okay, I poked a little bit of a hole down in there so I can nestle the roots in there. And now I'm just going to fill back in up to that line that I told you, where those little spots are on the stem where it looks like roots might form. Alright, I'm going to firm it in gently, not too aggressively, and that looks pretty good. I just got to put a label in it and it'll be ready to go under the lights. Let's do another one here. I'm going to take my cup and fill it about halfway up, and then You're just going to make a little well in there for the longer roots to go down. Set the plant down in there. And then fill around with soil. Firm it in a little bit. And these plants should be so much happier with this much space. Okay, I'm going to get the rest of these done, and then I will catch back up with you when I finish them, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the rest of the grow room while we're down here. Alright, I got the last of them potted up. They're all looking pretty good, but before I put these under the lights, I just wanted to give you a little side story here. It's a little off topic about this container. This container is very old. I was born in 1984, and I grew up with some pretty cool things. And this little tote I brought with me when I moved away from home. I moved out of my mom's house when I was 17, and I'm sure that I didn't have, like, look at this. Lincoln Logs. That's what it says on there. And I know I didn't bring Lincoln Logs with me whenever I moved out, but like it was just a container that we recycled, and I probably had some other things in it that I wanted to bring with me when I moved out. But also, look at this. You will get a kick out of this too, unless you're the younger generation. Remember Garbage Pail Kids? He's a little faded out and old. Hunter Punter. Blast from the past. Alright, here's all of the peppers. And I think I have about 48 of them right here, which is a ridiculous number that I cannot fit in my garden. So, my family is going to get some pepper plants if they want them. Alright, now I just want to give you a quick update on everything else in here. Candy onions are doing good. I just chopped them back probably about 5 days ago, and they're already back up into the lights. I chopped these back over a week ago, and they're growing past the lights. These are the Patterson onions. And these are my Zabroon shallots, and I haven't cut them back yet, and they're like, you can see they're just growing like crazy. I need to cut them back too, but I like to wait until I can actually use them for something before I cut them back, so I'll probably give them a couple more days before I do that. And down here I have all 3 varieties of my onions in different plantings, like in cell packs instead of just one per cell. And they're going crazy too. I haven't trimmed them back yet, but it's gonna happen pretty soon. I only have a few things left under one of these clear plastic domes. Let's pull that off so we can see what's going on in here. And that dome will be going away pretty soon because these are ground cherries, and I have quite a few of them coming up in there. I have Harlequin Mix Columbine in these cells, and none of them came up, so I'm guessing that they're not going to. I have cats harassing me right now. Hi. Whoop. Okay, anyway, I get distracted. In these cells I have columbine seeds that I saved, and I have cherry brandy rudbeckia in this cell. But I've got quite a few plants here, and these were all old seeds, so I wasn't expecting a whole lot. But these Shasta Daisy, Crazy Daisy seeds. Some of them germinated. And those seeds were from 2013. And let's see, I have some pink muley grass germinated here. And that's about it. So I'm guessing that it's probably almost time to remove this dome because everything else probably is not going to come up. Alright, here I have a bunch of coleus seedlings. These are Black Dragon. I grew these last year and they were gorgeous. Now these are the only two that came up in this 6-pack, and they were from a coleus that I bought at a greenhouse. It was like really short and squatty, but it was beautiful, and I thought, man, I hope that this isn't a hybrid so I can grow it again. But I saved seeds and only 2 of them germinated. But if I can get those 2 to grow on, they will be back in my urns on the front porch again. That's where they were last year, and I really loved them there. Now back here, I have some more saved seeds from last year, and they were from a dark coleus, and I have no idea what kind it was. It was one of the larger ones, but like I said, I don't know the exact variety, but a bunch of them came up from saved seeds. So I'm pretty proud about those. I have some more columbine seeds here in this half, and I tried some snowdrop seeds, and I don't know if they just take forever to germinate or if the seeds just aren't any good. But the columbines in here are doing really well. And these were from saved seeds. I think I saved the seeds like 2 years ago. And they are looking good. I love columbines. They're so beautiful. And behind those, I have some Brunswick cabbage seedlings. I have a 6-pack here, and I put a few seeds in each cell, and I'm just going to go through and cut out some of the ones that are kind of dinky in there because I don't need that many heads of cabbage. I wish I could grow that much cabbage, but I just don't have room for it in my garden, so I'm going to leave 6 plants in this 6-pack, and we're just going to go with that. Okay, this tray is a mixed tray. I have Waltham broccoli and snowball cauliflower, and the same with the cabbage. I am going to leave 6 healthy plants in these cells to plant out into the garden, and then the rest of this is tomato plants, and they're kind of looking not great. I feel like at this point they need some fertilizer, so I'll probably do that. But anyway, I did want to tell you that I had to actually add another variety of tomato plant. I forgot one, and I started it. My Tumbling Tom yellow tomatoes. I almost forgot about them. These are the ones that I grow on my front porch in hanging baskets. And I didn't have the seeds in with my other tomato seeds because they were back by my AeroGarden, because I grew Tumbling Tom tomato in my AeroGarden last winter, and it did great, and I took cuttings from it to make my plants that I had out on my front porch last year. So I thought, oh my gosh, I've got to start me some Tumbling Toms because they're amazing. So there they are in all of their glory. Only one cell didn't come up, the rest of them germinated, and I only need 2 plants, so that means I'll be able to give away a few. And the rest of my tomatoes are over here under this crazy purplish pink LED light. You probably can't see anything right now. Let me try to pull them out a little bit so we can see what's going on. I'm getting a little bit of conflicting information here because these outside plants, you can see, are kind of leaning in towards the light. But then some of the inside plants are getting what looks like a little bit of sunburn. So I don't know what to do, because if I raise them, the outside plants might get more leggy. So I don't know. I'm just gonna keep it this way for a couple more days and keep an eye on it. Maybe everything just needs some fertilizer. I have not fertilized anything yet. So I have some organic fertilizer, and I think I'm just gonna mix up a week amount of it just to put on these seedlings and see if that helps them a little bit. And I'm sorry for the lighting. This light is not good for filming at all. That's what I don't like about it. Like over here, we can see things. Over here, it's just like bright pink and purple. I don't like the way it looks, but if it's better for the plants, I can deal with it. Okay, these 3 little things, I think I'm going to move under different lights for you to look at them, because it's just not pleasant to look at this light. So I'm just going to move them down here so we can see what's going on. I planted, I have them labeled here. My Uncle Jeff will get a kick out of this. I put Uncle Jeff geranium. He ordered geranium seeds, and I thought that one came up, but now as I'm looking at it compared to this thyme, I'm thinking that maybe that's a thyme plant instead of a geranium, but we'll see. And I have, so these were old seeds from, these 2 bunches of seeds are old seeds from 2013, so I just put an entire pack in each row because I didn't think that any of them would germinate. And so I have a lot of thyme, and I have a lot of mammoth basil right here. And it smells delicious. Every time I rub across these plants, I mean, it just fills this room with amazing aroma. Now, this little tray, these are little mushroom containers. I save those because I like to start seeds in them. So I always save my mushroom containers that I get from the store. But anyway, these were 2013 seeds too. And I had a good feeling that the parsley wouldn't germinate, and it didn't. And that's fine. You know, usually parsley and carrot seeds don't last a really long time. But apparently marjoram does. Look at this. I've got a ton of marjoram seedlings in there. And then rosemary, I have 3. And that was out of an entire pack of seeds from 2013, and I only got 3 plants. But 3 is better than 0. Alright, last up on my little tour here is Prairie Sun Rudbeckia. And again, this was under those LED lights, and you can see I'm having a little bit of issues. I don't know if that is overwatering or sunburn. I don't know. I don't know what the problem is here. I need to figure it out. I've never used LED grow lights before, so this is just going to be a learning experience for me this year, but I haven't killed anything yet, so that's a plus. But I'm going to try, like with the fertilizer and stuff, to make sure that they're not deficient in anything. And then if that doesn't help, I'm guessing that I probably need to raise that light up a couple inches. Alright, that does it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time here on the Wilson Homestead. Bye, guys.